when my nephew was murdered, I found writing about him that I found that I needed to write about him, his circumstance, and particularly focusing on the ritual that my sister chose to do, the RIP T-shirt. And it really was a way for me to grieve, and a way for me to mourn and process that death. And this is what I wrote about in the blog, is that it was a celebration, but it was very much about this memory. As my we were preparing for my nephew's funeral, and the day before, the night of his wake, one of our cousins, she turned 50 and was having this birthday party, and the young lady that greeted me at the door, like I feel like I ran right into her. She had on an RIP T-shirt, and it was her and Willie FaceTiming, and I ran into many different RIP T-shirts. It was a person's own personal memory, that they wanted to display and they wanted to share. This is how I knew. This is how close we were. Right? We FaceTimed all the time, so much that I have this T-shirt. Then, I had another cousin. No. Willie was like a superstar to me. So she had stars on, her little thin hoodie that she had, and a picture of her, and Willie. And I wasn't expecting to find what I call these unofficial RIP T-shirts. Didn't expect, but I found solidarity in it. I didn't want to wear that shirt because it meant Willie wasn't here. I'd rather have him here and not have this shirt. It absolutely has roots in late 1980s, 1990s LA gang culture. So Los Angeles gang culture. You saw that a lot. They were that culture you really consume, with death, with how they talk, how they move. So this ephemeral T-shirt that is common, everybody has one, is something that they use to mourn. And I think it's this idea that so much of that type of death, these folks should have been here. The general society was just labeling them thugs, super predators, right? You should mourn these folks, right? But they had a whole kinship network. They had folks, who loved them. And that's a very accessible way to mourn and memorialize, right? And I liken it to a walk-in memorial. I don't have the cultural capital or the money or the clout to name a school after my nephew, or have some type of street named after him, or a bust or a huge monument in a cemetery. But I can wear a T-shirt. I can really fashion this T-shirt, and me and my loved ones can all wear them, in such a force, that we're recognized. Historically in life, the Black experience, Black life does not matter. If we look to slavery, if we look to Jim Crow segregation, if we look to mass incarceration, if we look to now, right, Black life doesn't matter. Black folks use death as a vehicle to make sure that they are provided humanity, especially if the person was young, right, 20s, maybe even 30s. They want to make sure this person looks good. I have seen Versace caskets to match that's red and white, or a gold and white, to match the T-shirts, to match the pants, to match the shoes. General white society may see, you see them Black folks, they spending all this money, look at them, right? And not understand that this is a culture that's saying, we're pushing back against this thug narrative. We're saying this person matters, and we want them to look good. CRDS, the Collective for Radical Death Studies, our mission is simple, but it's a journey, right? It is to decolonize death studies, which we fiercely mean to decenter whiteness, and to radicalize death practice, which is to center BIPOC voices, Black, Indian, people of color. And so this blog fits right in because it's centering on ritual, mourning, ritual wear of the Black community. And I think, it helps to shine light, right? That there are multiple rituals under this idea of the American way of death. It is definitely not, homogenous. And I think also what we do at CRDS is we very quickly tell folks that death work is social justice work. And as you can see in this blog, my nephew died of street violence. He should still be here. So it inquires us to ask, what's going on in this city? Why are young folks, being involved in street violence? That leads us to education, that leads us to jobs, that leads us to other things systematically to discover these answers.